Good morning, everybody. Just 2 days out of Porto, and I'm here in this small, cute little town, Sarem, very similar to the other country towns. There always seems to be a cafe open about 9 in the morning, and there's a bunch of us pilgrims that will walk 3 hours or so and stop for a good half hour. And while I used to be someone that would be like, delay the gratification, right? Get everything done and in and then relax. I have found that stamina and resilience can be really doubled just to stop partway through, put our feet up, relax, have some water, have a little coffee, and then go on from there. It's amazing. It makes a big difference for my feet especially. So today's topic is caring and allowing. And it's been woven into some other topics, especially the one 2 days ago. But I wanted to speak directly to it because it's something that is continuing to teach me. How do we show up 100% deeply, deeply caring and simultaneously, in the process of our caring, be deeply allowing of whatever is going to happen in relation to our caring? How do we care and not care about what happens simultaneously? Because the nature of caring, let's say you give all your love in a certain direction, and in that giving of all your love, you don't do it to get love, but part of the natural human response is the desire to be loved in return. We're made for that, I believe, as human beings. We're made not just to show up and be totally loving, but we're made to be in this reciprocity where love and intimacy are a dance between us and the object of our love. And again, not in such a way that we're grasping for love, that we're caring for the sake of approval, that we're caring for the sake of what we get. Not in that way, but more vulnerably, that we give love, that we give care, and that the natural response is just the caring in return. But what do we do then when our caring is not giving us something in return? What if we give all our love and all our care and then we're ignored? Or what if we give all our love and our care and it's unrequited? What if we give our love and our care and we're not even noticed? What do we do then? How do we have the perseverance to care and then to just simply allow what happens? This is a question that I continue to ask myself because I love love. I'm a lover archetype, so I love the giving and the receiving of love. And there were many years that I strove to practice giving without receiving, right? Seek rather to give than to receive, which I think is a good adage if we understand it in its fullest context. But what if we're giving love and it's opening our heart in such a way that we're finding our feelings hurt, that we're not receiving? How do we allow? And how do we show up with all our courage and continue to give love? I think this is where self-love comes into wholeness. I believe that in our giving of love, there is meant to be a natural set of boundaries, not boundaries in a defensive way, but boundaries of giving just what we're capable of giving what keeps us honest, if you will. Because once we give and care to the point where we've got a chip on our shoulder, or our feelings are getting hurt, or we're carrying just a slight tinge of bitterness, then our caring is not free anymore. And look at this, I'm getting a little love here. This little puppy has come over just to give me love. When we care in such a way that it preserves our freedom, then that is the healthy boundary. So caring in a way that preserves our freedom to love, then we love in a healthy way. And part of the practice with that is the allowing to happen what happens. Show up with our love and then allow the chips to fall. When we practice this degree of freedom, then it keeps us in a dynamic relationship, not only with the object of our love, but with ourselves. It keeps us in a dynamic relationship of, am I giving in a way that's binding me, that's contracting me, that's constricting me, or am I giving in such a way that's opening me up, that's increasing my freedom? Unfortunately, there will be times when we love, and when we ask that question, we find that we can give no more in that direction. And that can be painful, right? That takes great courage, not only to love in the face of not receiving love, but to love and realize, it's now time to let go of loving in this direction, or at least in this way, in this direction. That can be loss. All of us suffer that kind of loss. All of us suffer that kind of destruction. I know sometimes I have been in love with someone and come to the very point that, in all honesty, it could not be continued in the way that it was. And I had to let go. And letting go isn't easy, because when we love, we care. When we love, we care. The loss, the death, the destruction that happens, we care. There is a beautiful book called Praying Our Goodbyes by Joan Chittister. There comes a time when we lose faith as we know it, when we lose church as we knew it, when we lose relationships as we know them, when we lose career as we know them, when we lose a sense of who we are. All of these deaths, if you will, they're praying our goodbyes. But we can always do it from a place of genuine care. We don't have to be defensive. We don't have to reject. We don't have to take a stand against. We can care all the way through whatever our choice may need to be. So I'm speaking right now of losses, obviously. That doesn't always happen. Caring opens us up to an allowing where we have the freshness and the newness of receiving love in unexpected ways. People show up in our lives that surprise us. It keeps our heart tender and receptive so that even those that are in our lives show up in a new way. We hear their tenderness. We've never taken a stand against new possibilities for love. I know yesterday I was walking along, and in my heart of hearts, can you believe it? I was craving an apple. And I don't even eat apples very often, but for whatever reason, I've been craving apples and tomatoes on this trip. And I'm walking along in this long industrial part of the road, and there's lots of traffic, and I'm like, boy, I could really go for an apple. Within 5 minutes, I'm literally walking up this incline, all industry around me, and this guy runs out from a warehouse, and he points to a shell, and he says, wait, uno momento, and he runs inside, he runs back, and he hands me a bag with 2 apples and a water, and he wishes me in Portuguese a beautiful Camino walk, and he shakes my hand, and he says, keep up the good work, he says in Portuguese. When we care, when we just care in life, tenderness shows up. Why? Because as Mother Teresa of Calcutta said, it was never between us and them anyway. It's always between us and God. So may we today care with courage and allow with audacity. Blessings, my friends. Mwah.